Hello YouTube, this is Necrostevo and you're watching my 47th narrated Wi-Fi battle. Happy Friday everyone, I hope you all have had fantastic weeks, but if you haven't, maybe you all can start off the weekend well with this video. This video is actually a battle of me using my Dissidia Chaos team again, and this is a match I believe I had against Index. It was an interesting match. It had, I think you all will enjoy kind of where this went, or if not, you could always suggest things in the comments. But I always enjoy a good match with Index, so let's get things started off. From the team preview, I actually thought she was going to lead off with something besides Cloister, and so I start off with Golbez, which is a Scarfed Hydra gun. Knowing that she will probably try to set up the Shell Smash, I went straight for Dragon Pulse, and then she reveals to me that she is indeed Focus Sash. So that is extremely unfortunate, as that means she's guaranteed to get off her Shell Smash, and I know she carries Ice Shard on that Cloister. So there's no reason for me to leave Golbez in there. So I have to look at my team and see what is the most kind of unnecessary for this match, because she's going to kill something. I went out to Gabranth Lucario hoping that maybe she'd go for Ice Shard instead of going for Icicle Spear or something like that, because I knew I could resist that or the Rock Blast. But Icicle Spear is going to hit 5 times, and it's boosted up a good bit from not only stab but also just its base power over 5 hits. And then add into this Shell Smash factor there, and that's going to wipe out Gabranth Lucario, which is super unfortunate, because it took all 5 hits, but he did go down. But this does give me a free switch into something. I go out to Sephiroth, which is my Bisharp, and I figured she'd expect me to Sucker Punch and either switch out or do something like that, but she goes for Ice Shard. Since she's faster, my Sucker Punch isn't going to do anything, but you see how little that Ice Shard did to Bisharp. And so I was hoping that eventually I could play some mind games with her and trick her into going for the regular Icicle Spear or something. And so here I just go for Sucker Punch again, hoping that she would predict me to go for Iron Head or something. And that's exactly what she does, because I'm able to knock it out. So I'm able to get rid of that threat. But now my Bisharp, which has Substitute, Swords Dance, Iron Head, and Sucker Punch, it's kind of vulnerable to things like Ferrothorn. I don't have Brick Break on it, so I can't really do anything to it. And even if I did have it on there, I would take a lot of recoil damage. So here, as she puts up Stealth Rocks, I go out into my own Cloister, which this is Adamant Max Attack, and it has White Herb, so that when its defenses are lowered, I don't have to worry about the stat drops. And she sets up Stealth Rocks. I'm able to just hang out here, get my Shell Smash off. Hopefully being Adamant Max Attack will allow me to kill it. But I would only typically be able to kill the average Ferrothorn if it's specially defensive, not if it's physically defensive. So she just stays in and Leech Seeds me, which is fine. Cloister doesn't have that much HP, really. And I'm hoping that hitting her with Max Attack Icicle Spear is going to kill her Ferrothorn. So now this is kind of just me getting some payback for my own, but I'm looking at the damage from that, and I'm just like, wow, hers is really physically defensive. Because that is not even going to come close to KOing after all 5 hits unless I get a critical hit somewhere in there. And I don't get the critical hit, and she lives, and she's able to get off a Power Whip on me, which really hurts, despite Cloister's excellent base defense stat. But, that's okay. I do live the Power Whip, and I believe I barely live the Leech Seed, which is nice. I wasn't sure what she was going to do. I was expecting maybe for her to switch out or something like that, but she goes for Protect. So I don't know, I haven't ever used Protect on my Ferrothorn, but that was a great move on her part, because now I just die for no reason. It's not like I could have switched out, because I don't carry Rapid Spin on this theme team, and, I kind of was at a loss there. I do have Explosion on that Cloister, just for sending things to the Void, because it is X-Death, and X-Death functions best in the Void. So here I bring back out Sephiroth. Figure she would, since I didn't substitute before, I figured she didn't know that I had it, and I was expecting the Leech Seed. And that's exactly what she does, which is perfect, because now that I am behind a sub, getting some leftovers recovery, I can Swords Dance, seeing what she switches into, because I know everything's going to be okay. Sephiroth is here. He's a great leader. He has Genova cells to help him rejuvenate. This is going to work out very, very nicely. So I do Swords Dance on the switch. I could have Iron Headed, but I'd rather have the Swords Dance to be a little bit more threatening offensively. Now, I figured that this was a multi-scale Dragonite, as are probably a good 95% of them with the new Dream World abilities. And I thought she actually might try setting up with Dragon Dances, so I went for Iron Head. But she goes for Outrage, which is fine because she breaks my sub. But now that means she has to stay in next turn and eat a Sucker Punch. So I'm completely okay with that. Here I just Iron Head to get some solid damage in, break whatever potential multi-skill she had, which I am guessing that that is multi-skill because she took that really, really well. And now Sucker Punch is going to kill for sure because no more multi-scale and priority over that. And she had to stay in and go for Outrage. So that worked out very well in my opinion. But again, now I'm out here and I don't have up my sub, and Bisharp has so many weaknesses that you really don't want to be running around without a substitute up, in my opinion. She brings out Durant, and I thought she might play some mind games with me and go for the own claws, expecting Sucker Punches, because she does resist both of my stab moves, but with Durant doesn't have very high defense for a Steel type. And now that I have a Swords Dance up, I can pretty much mollywop anything that wants to come out. So I go for Iron Head, which does over half. She has Rocky Helmet on Durant, which I thought was a little bit odd because Durant typically doesn't take too many hits. But maybe she just, wanted to try it out. And seeing how much Iron Head did, I know Sucker Punch is going to kill it, which is fantastic because she didn't get a chance to do anything with that Durant. So that's 2 resisted hits taking out Durant. Not a very defensive Pokemon there. So Sephiroth yet again. That's a few Pokemon on Sephiroth's blade there, just notching it up on the side. She brings back out Ferrothorn. I figured she might actually predict me to substitute again, but that's the best play I can make. I figured a Power Whip might not break my sub, and I don't want to take a Leech Seed. And so she does go for Power Whip, and I'm looking at it. That did a lot of damage to Cloyster. Is it going to break my sub? No, it is not. So what does that mean to me? That means free Swords Dance. So Sephiroth is basically sharpening this massive Masamune sword that he has, Masamune blade. So stay in, get another free Swords Dance. She's going to break my sub next time, but now my attack power is so high that I can kill her with an Iron Head if I need to, even though I'll take recoil damage from the Iron Barbs. But also, if she stays in, I can just set up another sub, and now I'm at +4. So Sephiroth has definitely become a huge reckoning force in this battle. She can still deal with it because she still has Darmanitan. Bringing in Darmanitan there, in my opinion, wasn't that the best play, because that gave me a chance to not only get up a sub, but she really should have just stayed in and kept on breaking my subs with Power Whip, if you ask me, because then that would have at least left me vulnerable, and she maybe could have brought in something in setup. I don't know. A +4 Bisharp, you really can't do much about that, but you see right there, the Sucker Punch is a clean one-hit KO. No problems at all. I really like Leftovers on Bisharp because he has a great defense stat, great attack. He shouldn't really be taking hits because of how many weaknesses he has, but worked out pretty well. Latios obviously is not going to take a Sucker Punch. I was worried she might be one of those weird Calm Mind and or Dragon Dance sets that you don't see very often, but I have faced them before. But even if that were the case, she'd still have to break through my sub, and then I could just Iron Head her. So this is basically a Sephiroth sweep, just like in Dissidia. He just comes out, uses Octaslash, and wrecks whatever is in his path. If it's below him, he uses Hellgate, and if it's above him, he uses Heaven's Light. So, no matter where you go, Sephiroth is probably going to get you. And if you do kill him, like Cloud did, he's going to show up later in some weird cell things, Genova cells. So, I hope you all enjoyed this. I, for one, enjoyed it. I've never gotten a sweep off with the Bisharp before. But Index, thank you for the battle. If you all did enjoy, please click the like button, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Go out and play some Pokemon or do something fun. I myself just got Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2, so I will definitely be playing that. But in the meantime, I will talk to you all later.